Just when you thought the accusations against Christian Horner and internal conflict within the Red Bull team couldn't get worse, well, it just did. Now even Max Verstappen has found himself entangled in the unfolding chaos. While Red Bull continues to dominate their rivals on the racetrack, the chaos brewing behind the scenes has left much to be desired. The once united team is now crumbling like a pack of cards, and it won't be long before their discord affects their performance on the track. After all, a team divided against itself cannot stand. What's really going on within the team? And why has Max Verstappen thrown himself into the mix? Let's delve into the details. While teams like Alpine and Ferrari grapple with constant managerial turmoil and internal conflicts, Red Bull Racing doesn't usually have such issues. This team is known for being very stable, and this stability has helped them be really successful on the racetrack. With Max Verstappen leading the charge, the team has secured back-to-back constructors' titles, and Verstappen himself has become one of the sport's top drivers. Whether it's the strong driver lineup, effective management, or innovative design strategies, Red Bull Racing has operated like a well-oiled machine, consistently achieving victories and championships. But just when everything seemed perfect, a storm hit. The 2024 season began with a bang, but not the good kind. News broke that Christian Horner, the big boss at Red Bull, was being investigated for inappropriate behavior, reportedly raised by a female team member. This led to Red Bull Racing initiating an investigation. Led by a special investigator, the inquiry delved into the allegations, leaving everyone on edge with speculation. However, just before the Bahrain Grand Prix, relief swept through the team as the investigation concluded with a surprising outcome. The accusations against Horner were dismissed. This provided a momentary sense of relief, but the drama was far from over. Within 24 hours, another bombshell hit. An anonymous email surfaced containing screenshots purportedly showing WhatsApp conversations between Horner and the accuser. Though Horner neither confirmed nor denied the authenticity of the messages, the email aimed to damage his reputation and suggested deeper tensions within the team. The situation escalated further when Jos Verstappen, father of Max Verstappen, stepped into the fray, publicly addressing the tensions within Red Bull Racing. In a blunt statement, Jos Verstappen declared, "There is tension here while he remains in position. The team is in danger of being torn apart. It can't go on the way it is. It will explode. He," referring to Christian Horner, "is playing the victim when he is the one causing the problems." With Jos Verstappen's words, the battle lines were drawn. It was like a declaration of war against Horner. So, where did Max Verstappen stand in all of this? Prior to the second race weekend of the 2024 season, the chaos surrounding Red Bull, including the allegations against Christian Horner, the dismissal of the allegation, the leaked information supposedly linked to the investigation, and the worries expressed by Verstappen's father about the team's unity, had not seriously threatened Max's position in the team. However, everything changed when Red Bull's longtime advisor Helmut Marko came under fire. Before the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix, reports surfaced claiming Marko was being investigated for leaking information related to allegations against Christian Horner. It was a big deal, because if Marko was found guilty, it could mean the end of his time at Red Bull. Marko had been with Red Bull since its F1 team formed in 2005, and he was instrumental in signing top drivers like Sebastian Vettel, Daniel Ricciardo, and Verstappen himself. It was at this juncture that Verstappen drew a firm line, affirming his allegiance to Marko and signaling to the world that as long as he remained at Red Bull, so would Marko. Verstappen made his stance crystal clear to Dutch media, stating, "I can't continue without him." Verstappen, known for his loyalty to Marko, spoke out strongly in support of him. He emphasized the importance of Marko staying with the team, stating, "It's very important that he stays within the team. If such an important pillar falls away, that's not good for my situation as well. So for me, Helmut has to stay for sure." In other words, if Marko goes, Verstappen will leave too. At this point, it seemed like the Verstappens and Marko teamed up against Christian Horner. In response to Max Verstappen hinting that he might leave if Helmut Marko departs, Christian Horner stated that no individual is bigger than the team. He emphasized that anyone who doesn't want to be at Red Bull can't be forced to stay, including Verstappen. Here was what the Red Bull team principal stated: "It's like anything in life. You can't force somebody to be somewhere just because of a piece of paper. If somebody didn't want to be on this team, then we're not going to force somebody against their will to be here. And that applies whether it's a machine operator, a designer, or somebody in one of the support functions. That runs through the business. Being involved in a team like this involves commitment and passion, and Max has that. We've seen that. He's been here since he was 18 years of age, and I have no doubt of his commitment and passion going forward. But that's the way it is. While this may sound like a routine acknowledgement of a team's philosophy, Horner's words carry a pointed undertone. Instead of resorting to a standard response about contractual obligations, Horner seemed to address Verstappen directly. Verstappen's entire F1 journey, including 56 wins and 3 titles, has been intertwined with Red Bull Racing. As the team aims for more victories and championships, Horner might be signaling that Verstappen's departure, if it were to happen, could be a risk worth taking. Losing Verstappen would be a big blow. He's one of the best drivers in Formula One right now. If he goes, Red Bull gets weaker and another team gets stronger. That's not good. On the other hand, if Verstappen leaves, it might make Horner feel more powerful. It could also make things less tense in the team, and it would save a lot of money because Verstappen gets paid a lot. But still, it's a big risk. Verstappen is really important to Red Bull. If they lose him, things might not go so well. What do people like Adrian Newey and Pierre Wash think about all this? Reports suggest Newey isn't happy about it. Horner believes Red Bull can still do well with Verstappen or Newey as long as he's in charge. But if they lose Verstappen, it'll test Horner's theory that no one person is more important than the team. Back to the Marko case, where he faced accusations of leaking information related to the Horner saga. Discussions with Red Bull's managing director Oliver Mintzlaff clarified that Marko was not implicated in any wrongdoing and would retain his role. With Marko's position reaffirmed, it's evident that Verstappen will continue with the team. However, the tension within the team is far from over. The controversy surrounding Horner's conduct is merely the tip of the iceberg. Beneath the surface lies a vast political battleground, with factions emerging among key figures within the team. Some speculate it's a clash between Horner and the team's motorsport advisor Helmut Marko, while others believe it's a struggle between the Thai majority shareholders and Austrian minority shareholders. Insiders disclose that Horner, supported by Thai owner Sulayem is actively working to eliminate his competitors and cement his position within Red Bull. His aspirations go beyond mere personal survival. He seeks to take command of the race team, directly challenging Red Bull Austria. This conflict has sparked Marko's anger, pulling Verstappen into the dispute. This isn't the first time Horner and Marko have locked horns. Less than a year ago, they engaged in a power struggle, with Marko emerging victorious and securing a new contract with Red Bull. Following a meeting with Red Bull CEO Oliver Mintzlaff, Marko has survived the latest round. However, Verstappen's unequivocal stance has added fuel to the fire. This fight is just getting started, and things are going to get even crazier in the next few weeks. But would it be a smart decision for Verstappen to leave Red Bull? If Verstappen decides to depart from Red Bull at the end of the year, he would likely be sacrificing a significant opportunity for a 5th world title in 2025. This assumes that he secures a 4th title this year and that Red Bull maintains its current level of dominance, considering that next year's car designs will be evolutionary rather than revolutionary. The most feasible destination for Verstappen would be Mercedes, as they need to find a replacement for Lewis Hamilton, who is bound for Ferrari. Verstappen is currently at the height of his career, making it unlikely for him to leave Red Bull Racing easily. However, if he sees a promising opportunity with Mercedes, especially considering the upcoming regulation changes in 2026, it could sway his decision. But for now, Helmut Marko stays in Red Bull, and so does Max Verstappen. Stay tuned for more F1 drama and drop comments below to let us know what you think about all this off-track chaos.